Hello, welcome. This week, I'd like to talk about letting go. It's a very interesting topic for, I believe, a lot of people because we are doing that every day. Every day, we decide that we're going to let some thoughts go, some routines go, some people go, something that we're going to let go of. But it's a very deep and profound topic, so I'd like to touch it from the everyday stuff and then delve a little bit deeper into that matter because it's really fascinating, and I think we can learn a lot about ourselves and life and everything when we think about this specific topic of letting go in our life. So I'm pretty sure as I've mentioned, that you decided or you are deciding on a daily basis that you're going to let go of some things in your life, especially when we're trying to make some changes, and letting go of some thoughts of some people could prove to be a struggle because we repeatedly do things that contribute to the same thoughts, and then the same things. I've already been talking about that a little bit in the past. But what's really interesting in this matter of letting go is that it's really profound. If we manage to let go in a proper sense of word, we liberate ourselves in so many areas and we open so many new doors up. It's just astonishing and amazing when we learn and we're able to really let go. Because what will happen often is we say we forgive, or we've let go, or we've moved on, but that's not the case, because we will find the same circumstances, the same people, and the same experience eventually, just in a different coding. But clothing. But I think it's very interesting, and I've been, on that path myself recently, a lot, is how profound it it is when we really learn to let go of some things, because it's really just hard to put in words. And I believe the best example that I can give of letting go and seeing the results is when you set goals or when you want to achieve something. We usually have to strategically work on the routines we're going to make, the people we're going to meet, the way we're going to start thinking, so everything we set up in order to achieve that thing that we have set into the future somewhere. But what's really interesting, and you will hear a lot of people talk about that, but I haven't realized it till very recently, is that as important as it is that we set goals and we have routines and we do things in our life that move things forward, as the way we put it, equally important it is that we learn how to let go and trust whatever you want to call it, God, universe, or whatever is around you. So, for example, if your goal is to achieve, next month a certain amount of money, what we will usually do is we're gonna start worrying. Okay, how I'm gonna do this? What I have to do tomorrow to come to that goal? Next week, and how I need to organize people, and how how I want to manipulate people and environment or circumstances to get to that goal. But what's really profound is when we learn to let go in a proper sense of a word is we can set a goal if we're just touching on this area now. But what's going to happen is if we properly let go, we are not going to want to influence all the circumstances that will bring us to that specific thing that we would like to achieve. And it sounds very, non-intuitive, very, very strange perhaps. But I've tried it recently and it's miracles. It's really, really hard to let go. I've talked a lot about this in the past. If you will check the episodes, you'll see. Um, and we get caught up in all kinds of crazy things. But if you really work hard, um, it's a strange way to put it, work hard, because actually when letting go is you should release things. So, and I'm pretty sure you get the message. So letting go is so important. When you actually let go of things, everything starts to come together in a ways that it's just amazing. It's You couldn't come up with so many good ideas in one day after letting go, because this has been really interesting experience for me lately, because I've always been inclined to, even though I'm very open and I like to test things and I like to try new things, it's been holding me back, and I never really looked into it specifically and really think about it hard. I've learned how to set goals. I learned how to change things, new routines, everything. But it's always got me back into the same loop because the thoughts were pulling me there. But recently I've been working on the visualization and meditation and letting go of the path that I need to take to achieve a certain thing. And it's just crazy how many good things and opportunities and people come your way. So the message of today's video is really think about that idea of letting go in as big sense as possible, because when we start letting go properly, even though we set goals, even though we try to achieve some things, but we don't want to influence every single step towards that goal, things become unbelievably easier, and a lot better things that you couldn't even imagine happening will happen. So it's a really, really deep and interesting concept, this idea of letting go. And I strongly encourage you that you try, maybe setting a small goal for the week, for the month, or something, and see how it develops when you're just living through it and have this picture of the end result and not trying to influence everything on the way. It's a little bit paradoxical and it might be counterintuitive, so it's like black and white comparison, but it's really not. This is the best example that I could come up with when I'm talking about letting go, but it's a really profound thing, and it really defines the life in its essence when we start to understand what it means to just be present and letting go. It's just a different word for actually being present. And yes, this is the encouragement for this week. Do think about it. It's a profound idea, and try maybe working around a small thing. And when we let things go, and we just live in the present and we give from this moment, things become so amazing. It's beyond words to describe. So I hope this serves you, and I'll see you next week.